October 2025, we took a caravanning trip to the Granite Belt and the Southern Downs area in northern New South Wales and southeastern Queensland. We wanted a fairly relaxed trip that would take us maybe a month. We didn't want to travel huge distances and we wanted to see some new places and have experiences we hadn't had before. We stuck roughly to the plan, but these are the destinations that we actually ended up in. We started from our home in the Northern Rivers, drove across the mountains to Tenterfield, windy and picturesque, then to Lake Coolmunda, Dalby, Kingaroy, Boreen Point, Somerset Dam, Moogara, Killarney, then back to Tenterfield and home. Okay, let's go. Busy day at the farm today, and we're departing for a little tour of southeast Queensland. Very excited. All ready to go and ready to come out of the shed. En voyage. Day one, Tenterfield. Found ourselves a lovely spot in the showground caravan area, powered site, good value, and right on the creek. This sign made it pretty obvious that we were in a showground and not a caravan park. Jubilee Park in Tenterfield. Nice rotunda. We were treated to beautiful sunsets in Tenterfield while we were there. It's attempting the Bald Rock Walk. I'm not sure whether we'll do the Grade 5 Summit Walk or the Bungoona Walk, which is much easier but a lot further. We'll let you know. The picture's probably not showing you the steepness of this, but it's steep as. Oh, probably about halfway up Bald Rock. Look at the view. Dan's intrepidly following on. I'm pretty sure we'll make it at the top. My goodness. Look at the sky, my goodness. Here we are. Little cairn of rocks. Bit of a breeze, but not terrible. Hasn't blown my hat off, which is lucky since the new hat.
Oh, in the caravan.
Amazing. Then it only remained for us to get back down. The next day saw us at Bunabanu Falls, spectacular falls in mountainous country. There are pools at the top of the falls that you can swim in without having to do too much rock scrambling. Road to Bunabanu Falls. Actually, the road out of Bunabanu Falls, but I'm cheating. Dusty, but good quality dirt road. So we're told that this is the top of the Clarence River. Certainly beautiful. This is the road to the Mount Mackenzie lookout. It gives you a spectacular view right down over Tenterfield and up to the Queensland border.
Oh dear.
Mount Mackenzie, quite spectacular. That's Doctor's Nose, because apparently some sheep got lost there and they were found right under the Doctor's Nose. He was managing the place. It's a scenic drive around Tenterfield. Road's a bit snaky. Oh, well, you've got to feel sorry for the one with the sore leg. We enjoyed Tenterfield a lot, and we decided to go back there on our way back home. This shot's from the golf course. I did actually manage to hit the ball over the dam for once. Our next destination was a complete change of pace, Lake Coolmunda. Coolmunda's level is controlled by the dam. It's a really large lake, and its purpose is for irrigation and water supply. But more important to us, recreation. So people fish there, camp there, and paddle sups around. Lake Coolmunda Caravan Park. We've arrived on Saturday of the long weekend, so it's pretty busy. It's going to be a wedding and a family reunion here. But we've got ourselves a nice spot. Distant view of the lake. Should be good. This place specialises in sunsets and certainly didn't let us down while we were there. And I've just come down here to show you a very, very spectacular water feature. Just whip the camera around. How cool is this? Oh, sorry about the shadow. We drove to Yalarbin, where there's some really beautiful silo art. Travelling between Yalarbin and Texas, and this road is pretty much the border between Queensland and New South Wales. Queensland on our left, New South Wales on our right. Nice purple plants along the verge of the road. No prizes for guessing what they are. Texas. They like the meat here. Look at the window. Texas was as neat as a pin. This is a lovely shop front. Under windy. On a fairly quiet day. Very neat town, isn't it? You can't come to Gundawindi without paying homage to the great Gundawindi Grey gun Sind. Don't you think?
What's that?
Don't you think that you have to come here?
Yes, you do.
We visited the botanical gardens. It's got a great waterway that you can paddle around on or swim in, including an island to explore, full of native plants. It was really lovely. Gundawindi's on the McIntyre River, which has a good flood every now and again, if you can call any flood good. This is the Tree of Knowledge, where locals used to gather and discuss how high the floods were going to be, tell tall tales about floods past, apparently. It's the highest point in the town. On the outskirts of Gundawindi, there's some roadside sculptures that are well worth a look. They're actually hilarious, they're brilliant and spectacular. There's a lot more than we actually photographed, so if you're in the region, you should definitely pay them a visit. These guys are said to be the Gospels, but the fallen over one is said to be Lot's wife, so I'm not quite sure how that fits in. And this is quite a coat of arms. Back at camp, we took the opportunity to go for a paddle on the dam. Hello.
Hey, how is it? How is it?
Good. Wobbly at first. All right now. There she goes. There are two campsites at Coolmunda Dam, one about a kilometre away and one right on the water, which has no power and water, but it's a beautiful place to camp. Busy on the weekends, quiet during the week. You can see from this photo that it's obviously an artificial dam. This is the weir that the levels are controlled from. We were lucky when we were there that we experienced a blood moon. Hard to capture, but it was very spectacular. We're set up at Dalby, which gives us access to Lake Broadwater. Quite a big town. Tell you more about it when we know more. Jan's just made herself a tea. We've had lunch. And we're just on an unpowered site near the creek. Say hi.
Hello. On
the drive out to Lake Broadwater, we saw what looked to us to be really healthy crops and a combination of really good soil and irrigation probably contributing to that. This is the Lake Broadwater Conservation Area. We camp out here. We're not. We camped in Dalby. And we've come out for a bit of a sup and a bit of a snoop around, but too windy to get out on the lake, sadly. Jan made a really good point that if you're going to camp at these lakeside campgrounds, Friday night's probably not a great time to arrive, and Sunday night probably is. In the old part of central Kingaroy. This is a historic building here, the old council building, and there's a museum and huge silos in the background. During the Second World War, agriculture around Kingaroy was set up to grow navy beans to feed Americans who were stationed around the area and probably all over the world. They're still grown there, frozen and exported, but they end up in cans of baked beans. The peanuts came later, and are now obviously a really important crop for Kingaroy, and they're yummy. Nice Art Deco, former council chambers art gallery. And here's a shot of the red ant sculpture. We read that the name Kingaroy comes from the local language for red ant. Kind of got to visit the peanut van, don't you? Which we did. I'm sure they'll be delicious. Now, you can never resist doing this, can you? It was so worth it. Coming up, a thunderstorm, drone adventures, a star lapse, panoramas, fingers of God, spectacular dam footage, paddling, and river crossings. Don't miss it. Our next stop was Boreen Point on the beautiful Lake Kutharaba. When we arrived, we got great news. Our lovely niece Jessie had had a baby. Now we've arrived at Boreen Point, which is on Lake Kutharaba. This is our campsite. Beautiful amenities here. No water or power, but it's all good. And this is our location. Ideal for the sups and paddling, swimming around. Very nice. Now, what could make this more ideal than it actually is? You could be able to walk to the pub. And we can. So lucky. I think you can see that we were pretty relaxed here. It's a beautiful place for a break, and I think we'll go back. Just before we got there, there was a meeting of wooden boat owners, a lot of whom had built their own boats, and there were a couple still left here. 6 a.m. at Boreen Point. During this trip we were really lucky with the weather, but there was a lot of storm activity around us that just always seemed to miss us. Anyway, we'll put the camera out one night and captured this thunderstorm. Another night we put the camera out and captured a star lapse, and when you put the frames together you get this image. If you only use half the frames, the ones that were taken later on in the evening when the sky was darker, this is what the image looks like. We try not to miss any opportunities to get out on the water, which we did as often as possible. And this picture, I think it shows you the curvature of the earth. It was a beautiful day. We're in Pomona, and the main street here has a lot of very cute shops. There's a distillery, Providor, and a smart looking gallery slash florist. Laneway Cafe. We'd certainly recommend a visit to Pomona. I think most people would really love it. And the Railway Museum Art Gallery. Some nice work, but I'll tell you what I really liked was this guy. Oh girl, Hope's Window. Pretty impressive use of pastel. Love this one, but it was sold. Kenilworth, home of the 1 kilogram donut. Maybe not. We're coming back to the bakery later on anyway, but it's quite a mural up there. The spoils at the Kenilworth Dairy. Caramel milkshake on its way. The wall art at the Kenilworth Bakery certainly makes it worth a visit. for everybody who can identify. But hey, where's Paul? Fools. We are at Somerset Park Campground on Somerset Dam. It's a fairly steep drop down to the water from where we camp, but we're still in a lovely campsite. We certainly found some remarkably beautiful campsites on this trip. We're now flying up from our campsite towards Somerset Dam. Then we drove the short distance up to where we could get dam side and flew back down towards the dam. This is where we parked. Lovely spot. I thought I'd try out the drone's obstacle avoidance, and while it's great to have it, it's not great to rely on. Kind of works. Somerset Dam and a couple of curlews. Probably not great to be here at night, considering how noisy these guys can be, but they're cute. Esk. There's a big rig. The seafood basket for one makes an ideal lunch for two. This is where we camped. We have arrived at Lake Mugara campground. A guy we were talking to this morning said, I wondered if there's any water in it. There is a lot of water, and it could well be Queensland's jet ski capital, but it is Saturday, so we're here for a few days. I reckon it will quieten down a lot tomorrow, but it's a very beautiful place. It was busy, but there's plenty of space, and it's good to see families enjoying the weekend and the outdoors. It's a really extensive campground. There's a lot on the other side, but there's a heap of people there too. And in our experience, everybody was friendly and respectful and having a great time. And by Monday, it was all ours. We didn't waste any time getting out on the lake. We took this footage later in our visit when we had the place to ourselves. I thought this looked like a good photo opportunity. These are what Greg refers to as fingers of God coming down through the clouds. Nice evening on Lake Mugara. Bit of stormy activity has been going on, but has missed us. We are on the road to Carr's Lookout. Spectacular mountains in the background, kind of all around us. It's like we're in a Jurassic Valley. Yep, nobody there. We can go. That's a big rock. Yeah, I can see why they advise you not to bring a caravan here. It's like Jurassic Park. It's so beautiful in here. Popular with riders too. ready for the big reveal here at Carr's Lookout. So you can see that it's a beautiful drive up to Carr's Lookout from Moogara, and you can actually come up the mountain from the other side, from Killarney, where we visited later. The road's not suitable for caravans though. And what a view from the top. If you're in this region, you've got to go there. This is the head of the Condamine River that we had fun with a few days later. It's quite a reveal, isn't it? Certainly worth the drive.
Yeah, definitely.
One of those places where no need for the drone. We're way higher than it could get. Back at camp, we set the camera up for another star trail. This one's got a bit of interest in it. The green thing in the foreground there is just the tree moving backwards and forwards in the breeze. And the straight lines are either satellites going across the image, and the dotted straight lines are probably aircraft. According to the sign, it's an irrigation dam. Goodness. So, if you're a fish, probably not advisable to swim too deep. Who doesn't love a rainbow? We very much enjoyed our time at Moogara Dam, or is it Moogara? I still don't know. Then we headed to Killarney. Killarney sits in this Southern Downs countryside and doesn't like to be outdone with its sunsets. Jan's pointed out that there are quite a few sunsets in this video, but I'm compensating for the relative lack of waterfalls, of which there are not many. This was our campsite, which was just fine. We've got power and water here, so we could do some washing, and you can see our reef shoes drying on the drawbar. The owners are helpful and friendly, and Trevor zips around the park on this little e-bike, which is just the right size to ride straight into the office. That's a very cool little bike. We drove out along the Condamine River Road, where there are some causeways to cross. We don't normally do this kind of driving, but we thought we'd give it a try. Ooh, our first little bit of water crossing. It must be, I don't know, 50 mils deep. Exciting all the same. We probably should have turned off the parking sensors because they did get a bit annoying. My car's just beeping because it's paranoid. Condamine Gorge, very picturesque. On a beautiful New South Wales day. I think we're back in New South Wales. Next day we travel back towards Carr's Lookout on the Falls Drive, which takes you past Browns Falls, Daggs Falls and Queen Mary Falls on the way. That's as far as we got because we'd already seen Carr's Lookout from the other side. So it's a falls crawl today. Number 1, Browns Falls, through the tunnel. Walk into Browns Falls. Nice light reflecting on the tree. Bit rocky for us though. Have to cross the creek, get your feet wet. Never mind. So Dag's Falls. Quite nice. This is Queen Mary Falls. Well worth the trip. Okay, so I've included waterfall footage, but you can't blame me, can you? Road trip this morning through the patchwork of beautiful wheat fields and sorghum and other things that they grow around here. Our last day in Killarney, and our first stop on the road trip is a place called Tannimarel. Can you believe it? I'll get a photo to prove it. See? Told ya. Cute town. Ooh. Mural, we better have a look at that. Sorry about the gravelly footsteps. Just past Freestone, which is kind of plonk in the middle of the Southern Downs area and some of the most fertile country in Australia from the look of it. Surprising how much wind there is though. It's surprising how much wind there is though. We are in the Main Range National Park. We're heading up towards Goomera, where there are said to be waterfalls, walks, picnic areas and things, and just stumbled across these sculptures on the side of the road. Pretty cool. Wait till you see the Death Star. Love it. Now here's a letterbox. Hot day today, mid-30s. These guys have got the right idea. Not a huge amount of water in the creek, but you can see there has been. We drove to Allora, where we found ourselves completing a set of triplets. We had an excellent pub lunch there, where one meal was more than enough for both of us. For our last stop, we went back to the Tenterfield Showground, and from there we were able to explore the beautiful Girraween National Park. Certainly a great time to come to this place. This park has brand new facilities. Even if you're not going to walk anywhere, it's worth a visit. Picnic areas are good, information's presented really engagingly, and the views are gorgeous. As well, there are walks for everybody, even us. There are lots of granite formations around, and some people climb to the top of the pyramid. About to undertake a couple of walks. I don't think we're going to go up to the pyramid, but we should get some nice views of it. But we will do the arch walk, the granite arch walk, and Bald Creek Circuit, which should be nice. Hope we get some nice pictures. Good time of the year for this. You certainly know that you're not in the Northern Rivers. This is the Granite Arch, obviously. Approaching a rock pool here. Gorgeous. What a beautiful walk. And if you're up for climbing the pyramid, I'm sure that'd be gorgeous as well. Unable to resist big things, we went out to the Big Apple. And just over the road, a lot of fruit grown in the Granite Belt. Wine, and we're at a apple juice factory called Sutton's near Stanthorpe. Interesting place. Gonna try some apple pie with cider ice cream. Can't be bad, can it? Interesting space. Check out all the juice in here. Ooh, this looks promising. Very promising.
This is a normal thing to do.
Yeah, this is very normal. We've been following the old railway line down from Stanthorpe back to Tenterfield. And this is the old Wallangarra railway station. We're quite elevated here. Due to rivalries between New South Wales and Queensland, the gauges of the railway line are different on each side of this station because we're right on the border. And the Queensland side of the station has the curved roof on the veranda. New South Wales, a skillion roof. Things haven't changed much. Left foot in New South Wales, right foot in Queensland. There's the plaque. Not too many trains go over this bridge anymore. But it's quite beautiful, isn't it? I think you can see that we loved our time in Tenterfield. So much to see and so much to do. We had another day planned, but the forecast was dire, so we headed home a day early. And a good thing we did. It hammered down. One lake we didn't visit on this trip was Lake Wivenhoe, but if you're planning a trip around this area, you shouldn't miss it. We'd been there a couple of times before, and here are some shots from those trips.